Hello, Caryn. I really enjoyed reading your post about social media and the effects it has on kids and families. I was fortunate to grow up without social media. It started to kind of become popular when I was in college. Um, and now I do have many different social media platforms, and to be honest, I would love to be able to get rid of them. And I wonder if other people feel the same way, but they feel kind of like, I almost feel like I can't, but I know that that's not true. But some people only communicate through social media. We had this individual that my husband and I were trying to get a hold of. We called, we texted, we emailed, we did everything. And he ended up sending him a message on Twitter, and then the man responded. So that was the way. He kind of even put a note next to his contact in his phone that says response to Twitter. And that's what we found has been very interesting. So many forms of communication. But we have actually started a church and have a social media presence with the church. And so something I have to maintain. But I see a lot of negative. There's so much comparison that happens on social media. We see other people's lives, and even though we know sometimes they're just putting out the good stuff, it just looks, grass is greener on the other side, I don't know, but it just looks so much better than our life sometimes. And it just it can bring depression, it can bring anxiety, it can bring low self-esteem, not make low self-esteem, but maybe make those feelings stronger. I found it interesting that you pointed out that social media is creating a bunch of narcissistic people. And our society has shown such a strong breakdown of our family units, and we've become very individualistic. And with social media, it's just another way to show off what I do, what I look like, what I have, and it just makes the problem worse. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 10:12, we do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some who commend themselves. When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. And it also warns us a lot about jealousy in the Bible. And one of the 10 Commandments even talks about thou shalt not covet. Social media, while it appears to have benefits of community and closeness to those who are far away, we're reading about people on social media, and you might send them a message here and there, but we're not communicating very well. And I feel like as a society, our communication skills have actually gone down drastically, even though we have so many different forms of communication now. And like I said about the different forms of communication, we have phone numbers, we can call, we can text, we can leave voice messages, we can email, we can send an actual letter in the mail, we have faxes, some people still. We have social media, private messages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then there's WhatsApp. And I personally find myself missing so many messages because of all the different messaging platforms I need to check every day. And I kind of feel overwhelmed, and I feel like I'm not doing a very good job when people need me because there's just so many things. But Christian family therapy promotes training children to know themselves as well as God, to know God as well. And it is hard to know who people really are when they're trying to only show their best parts on social media. They're lying to themselves and to others. And Yarhouse and Sells quote Balswick and Balswick when they say the typical nuclear family in the United States is partial community at best. It is plundered on one side by demands and intrusions of mass society, and on the other by an individualism which has become increasingly narcissistic. So what is needed most is a recapturing of the biblical tradition of what it means to be a family. And I just think overall our families, our culture is just, it's very individualistic, and people just think a lot about themselves. And I do not think social media is helping. And even though I have to be on there. My kids are still young. I hope that maybe there can be a shift and that they don't see the need. But we will see. And but thank you so much for your post. I really enjoyed it. And let's just pray for our families and pray that as society changes and culture changes, that we can stay true to the word and have healthy families and healthy lives. Thank you so much. Bye.